Shalom, shalom, family, and welcome back. This is Brother Maurice. In the Bible, it talks about a veil that was placed before us. And that veil, family, is the veil of forgetfulness. Because as we were placed here, before we came here, we were spirits. But as we are here, there's a veil of forgetfulness before us. And this veil is placed before us because it allows us in this flesh to have our true nature show. In the Father's house, there are many mansions. And once we die and we return back to the kingdom, eventually we will end up in one of these mansions. Now, the Father sent his Son to restore us back to the truth. And that truth is how we are to conduct ourselves. So this was done, family, through laws. And Christ gave the law during the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. But in our Bibles, it was severely tainted. But I digress. I want to talk about the veil, because we have to understand this veil that was put before us. So I'm going to go inside. And when I come back, we're going to talk about this veil. The veil of forgetfulness. And we're going to begin coming from Genesis chapter 3, verse number 24. It says, "So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life." Now let's go to the sealed portion, chapter 10, verse number 78. "Then shall ye present cherubim and a flaming sword to guard the tree of life, which representeth the veil placed over the minds of the children of men, so that they might live by faith, and so they shall not remember, except they were wrought upon by the Holy Spirit, the place from whence they came, or the things which were taught unto them." So, what we don't remember is that we came from the spirit world and we live with the Father. And we're currently on our second estate, which is our time of probation. And the Father taught us everything. He taught us all the laws that he wanted us to live by. Let's continue. The sealed portion, chapter 44, verse number 18. "Now, here is somewhat a mystery that I will explain unto you of the latter days. For I have explained unto you that the cherubim and the flaming sword symbolizeth, even that it symbolized the veil of forgetfulness that is placed upon us, so we cannot remember in the flesh those things which occurred before the days of our probation." This is why we do not remember living in a spirit world. "That we may be more thoroughly tested by faith." Did you hear that? We don't remember those things so that we can thoroughly be tested by faith. Let's go to Revelation Unfolded, page 238. It says, "The veil allow us to live without a sure knowledge of God, so that we may become who and what we really are according to our individual desires of happiness, and not what we think God expects us to become." In other words, most people are good when the spotlight is on them and when they are told everything they should do. But the truer nature of an individual soul will shine when they are left to themselves, with nobody else around, who might influence them to be someone they really are not. Now let's go back to the sealed portion, chapter 93, verse number 53. It says, "Therefore, because we knew by the word of our eternal parents, and also by our own choice, which kingdom of glory would best suit us forever," those are the different mansions that we'll go to eventually, "we were ready to enter into our second estate, which is the state in which we would receive our bodies of flesh and bone and prove to ourselves further that the kingdom of glory that we had chosen to reside in forever was that kingdom that would bring us the most happiness of all the kingdoms of God. Seal portion, chapter 62, verse 27. And the days of our probation or mortality are the days in which we must prove to ourselves and to our Father that we are ready for his kingdom. Let's go to 3 Nephi, chapter 27, verse number 25. It says, for behold, out of the books which have been written, and which shall be written, shall this people be judged, for by them shall their works be known unto men. Now let's go to the sealed portion, chapter 69, verse number 31. And I know that ye have read that when the end cometh, then shall a judgment cometh, and the books shall be opened, and all shall be judged out of these books. These are the books of our lives, even the very works and thoughts that we have experienced during the days of our probation. Now, it is expedient that you understand that these books are figurative in the expressions used in the words of the prophets. For there are no books wherein a scribe shall make an exact accounting of that which we do during the days of our mortality. Nevertheless, there is an accounting and a record made of all of our thoughts and actions. And this record is made within us according to the structure and engineering of our spirits, which recordeth all things that we experience. Now, this thing should not be hard for you to understand. Yea, even I do not understand all the ways and means of the Lord in all things, but this I do understand, that even as ye remember that which ye did and thought yesterday, so shall ye remember all things concerning you when you are no longer have this flesh, which weakness of the flesh inhibiteth our ability to remember all things. And this is the veil that hath been placed over our mortal minds, according to the plan and design of the Father, as I have explained it unto you previously. And now, ye know that ye can remember many things, because they have been recorded in the cerebellum of the flesh. And this cerebellum that is of the flesh is patterned like unto the cerebellum of the spirit, except that it is not as refined or as advanced in its nature as that of the spirit. And whatsoever is recorded by the flesh is also recorded by the spirit. Nevertheless, that which hath been recorded by the spirit, even all our experiences that we acquire before entering into the flesh, cannot be accounted for by the flesh because of its weakness, but remaineth recorded in the spirit, where it can be recalled effortlessly and completely outside of the flesh. For this reason, if we have done evil during the days of our probation, and have not repented of that which we have done, or have not reconciled with the spirit, or that which we have done in the flesh, then when we leave the flesh, all these things will come immediately to our minds, and we will be tormented for that which we have done, which is contrary to those things that our spirit remembereth that the Father hath commanded of us. Now this is the state of misery and unhappiness, or better, the state of hell, in which ye shall find yourselves, if ye do not reconcile the flesh with the spirit.